Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Hip Kit Club. I am using the October kits, except that today I'm only using the main kit. So I haven't used anything else, I don't think, apart from what is available in the main kit only. Now I've used quite a lot of my main kit already because this is like my 6th assignment this month. So I've used quite a lot already, but I'm going to go for it and I'm going to make the most of my pattern papers and the bits and pieces that I do have, and I'm really going to focus on the phrase thickers, the gold phrase thickers that came in the main kit, and I'm going to make a feature out of those on the right hand side of my layout. So first up I wanted to use the frame. I have this pumpkin frame that says grateful for you. We're supposed to have a theme today of Thanksgiving. We don't really have Thanksgiving in the UK, so I'm just going for the whole grateful theme rather than anything else. I've gone for that pretty frame with the pumpkins on, and my boy is going to go in the middle of that frame, but I've cut it in half, and then the spare bit that I had, I've created a double mount around the inside of the frame so that because my photo wasn't quite big enough to fit in the aperture anyway, so by doing that I've made the frame smaller effectively. I've also mounted it on the back with white cardstock, and then I've just tucked the photo in, so it looks good. It looks like it was designed to go in there almost, although it's not quite. I had to kind of make do amend, right? Okay, I have got my photo sorted in that little chipboard frame. It says grateful for you, so that goes well with the whole grateful theme going on today. I have got this background paper that I love. I don't know who it's by. Is it a Simple Stories one, or I think it might be Simple Stories, not an exclusive. And it has things written all over it. It's grey background and it's got words written all over it. Pumpkin spice, autumn, gather together, give thanks, cozy, sweaters, thankful, traditions, stay cozy, autumn, all those kind of words. So really lovely autumny type words all over the background. Also goes well with the whole Thanksgiving theme today. Okay, so I'm going to have my big block of pattern paper over on the left hand side of the layout, and I'm going to create my feature with all these phrases on the right hand side. Now I decided to do this for two reasons. One is because I didn't have a huge amount of embellishments left in my kit because I've already used quite a lot of it, and secondly because who uses this many titles? I mean, there are so many titles on this pack of thickers. There was just no way I was going to use them all. So I thought that it might be worth going through and working out if there was any that would work for this photo or just this day out that we had, to see if I can use up and make a feature. And actually there were plenty, so there's lots on there that I wouldn't necessarily use for a title for a layout, but the words and phrases go well with the photos and the feel of the day out that we had that day. So this actually worked really well as a feature, because it definitely did achieve two things: one, to use the thickers, and two, to stretch my kit quite far because say I didn't have that much left. So I've just gone through and I've pulled out all the words that work, or the phrases that work. So in the end I've ended up with hi, so much happy, enjoy, family time, you are loved, hello, making memories, hey you, love, stay cozy, and you. So all of those things work really well, but they're not necessarily good for titles. I like my own titles. I like to come up with my own funny puns. Not that I always achieve funny, but I like to come up with, a play on words or phrases that work for specifically to my photos. So I don't often use phrase words. I do sometimes, but not always, because I do like to make up my own titles. But this month we only had, in the whole kit, so all four kits or whatever they are, we had 3 packs of thickers, or alphabet stickers. One was an alpha, but the other 2 were phrases. So we had this set, the gold set, and we had the Simple Stories Stay Cozy phrase stickers as well. So again, I've struggled this month to make my own titles because I didn't have enough letters, only that one set. This was a great way of getting these used, and just to create a feature with, really. So yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now, is continuing to add all of my words and phrases to the right hand side. I had to fiddle around with some to make sure they were in the right place. I didn't want them to look overly crowded. I didn't want to completely fill up the section. I could have tucked more letters in here and there, made it more random, but I wanted to be able to read the words that I put in. So it wasn't like I was filling it up with just filling up the whole panel with letters and leaving no gaps. I wanted to actually be able to read these phrases. So yeah, it's worked really well. I've had to say I had to move some around because I didn't quite fit in the places I had left, yeah, I just had to just be careful about placement. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how my panel on the right hand side is looking. So I'm going to go ahead and commit and get my paper stuck in place over on the left hand side. I'm just distressing the edges with my scissors. I've trimmed it down slightly so that there's going to be a white border. I did think about just sticking it so it was flush with the edges, but decided that having a small white border would work well here to bring in the white from the panel on the right and the white writing on the paper as well. I've ripped down the sides and then folded back a little bit so that you can see some of the leaves and colours that are on the other side of that paper. And I've distressed the edges all the way around as well. And then my photo is going to sit on the border, so where it meets, so you know, the join where the pattern paper meets the white, and the pumpkins are going to go over to the right hand side a little bit as well. And here is a sheet of tags, the Cozy Days patterned paper tags. These are great, obviously, because you can cut them up. They're double-sided. How awesome is that? That the sheet is got tags on one side with like solid colours and little icons and words and things. On the other side, they are plain tags, so they have a pretty bit of pattern at the top of the tag, but the rest of the tag is plain, really, I suppose, for journaling. How awesome is that they're double-sided tags? I think that's a brilliant idea. Well done, Stimple Stories. Keep doing that. Okay, so I've got my tag to the left of my photo. I'm going to tie that through with twine. I'm just going to look through the Jen Hadfield Pebbles The Avenue ephemera to see what items I can use. Now, we were at a farm on this day where I've taken this photo, and there was lots of interesting things to see. We went pumpkin picking, so that's where the pumpkins work, but there were also lots of little buildings and farm shops and sheds and things. So I liked the little houses in, and like there's a cafe in the Jen Hadfield ephemera, and it was the right colour, like the blue and the pink, so that worked well. So even though we didn't actually go to a cafe while we were there, it does say cafe on it, that little house, but it looks more like a house or a shop to me, so I'm going to use that one there. So that's cute. I've got the two squirrels, they're chipboard, and they look really sweet down there. Just an autumn feel to this layout. It's definitely an autumn day for us here in the UK. It rained and everything, so definitely autumn. Yeah, we had lots of fun at the farm and did the pumpkin picking, and picked out the perfect pumpkin. Yeah, just enjoyed walking around outside, went through the woods, yeah, all dressed up, snugly warm, yeah, got very muddy, all good fun. So anyway, just carrying on now, building up the rest of my layout. So I wanted to bring in another pumpkin because I've got pumpkins over on the right hand side. I also wanted to bring in a bit more orange, and the reason for that was because we had orange pumpkins and no orange anywhere else on the layout. So I pulled out a little bit of pattern paper and just ripped a few small pieces and tucked those in to the left of my photo and the left of the little cafe piece of ephemera too. I've added some stitching through the chipboard pieces because I was worried they were going to fall off. The frame and the pumpkins and the squirrels, they're quite large pieces of chipboard, and chipboard doesn't flex, so therefore sometimes when your layout moves, the chipboard pieces will ping off. So I tend to either attach them with more adhesive like glossy accents, or I stitch through them on my sewing machine, and that's what I did today. I've just used the gold thread and stitched through all of those bits. And when I went through like 3 layers of chipboard, the sewing machine protested, but I just had to feed it around manually with the wheel on the side, and it was fine. Okay, so adding in some twiddles of gold thread here, one to the right of my photo. Now this was tricky because of course I'd sewn it in place. So I had to be very careful and lift it up a small amount. I had to also release the top section of the frame completely so I could pull it back a bit. But that just about worked, and I just re-stick that back down, no problem, and had that tucking out to the right hand side. And then I want one on the left as well. I'm just adding into that right hand bit there a little jam jar. It's really cute, and at our farm shop that we went to that day there was jars of jam with those lovely gingham material tops. Totally fabulous and cute. I just considered adding some orange to the top of the layout there, but actually decided against it in the end. I don't think it needed it, so no, just going to leave that out completely. Would have looked okay there, but then it would have covered up the making memories, so that didn't work. So just tucked 2 bits of orange in over on the left hand side of the layout, and that brought in the orange colour that the pumpkins are that colour, so therefore it just brought that in a bit more. Just writing my journaling onto that tag, which is obviously designed for journaling, so brilliant, I love those tags. So writing my journaling in there, and I'm pretty much done actually at this point, so I'm just going to add in some splatters of white paint. I wanted it on my whole of the grey piece of the background, not on the right hand side where the letters are, the phrases are. I didn't want them there, but I did want it around the cluster and say on the grey background as well. So I just covered up my photos there with my foam pads so that I didn't get white paint splatters on his face, because it's not a good look. It's not a good look. A few more paint splatters there just for good luck. Okay, and that is me done. So that is me working with the main kit only today for October and making a feature out of those phrases over on the right. So I hope you've enjoyed this layout. I enjoyed making it, even though I was a bit limited on my supplies because I'd used so many already, but I love the fact that it made me think outside the box and work hard on that right hand side feature. Okay, don't forget that if you are a Hip Kit Club subscriber, you get the main kit at a reduced price. You get a 15% discount on all add-on kits, and you get access to exclusive subscriber cut files. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. That was Nikki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.